being well, my military background, I got to consider the hand, the Saudis had or alleged to have had in 9/11. So, for all those reasons, we're just standing back and watching.
You've got a fellow billionaire, Steve Cohen, who owns the New York Mets, and he also is going into private ventures, New York Golf Club, TGL. So you guys are in a way very much similar, except you're not in a professional team. You haven't bought a professional team. A, would you consider that? And B, would you ever consider teaming up with fellow billionaires like Steve Cohen to create a counter to Live Golf / PGA if they do end up merging together?
Well, the answer to your last question is no. And the reason for that is one of my rules always has been in my business career is no partners. So, if I did it, I'd do it on my own, but I got no plans to do anything like that. I've got my hands full getting PXG going, and we're past our 10th year, and it's still fist fight, Liz.
I know. Well, you have started so many businesses, obviously GoDaddy, which was brilliant, creating a web domain company where you buy and sell domains back in 1997. It was just inspired to do that. PXG, you've got a whole bunch of other ventures. Do you think it's as difficult to launch a business today as it was back then? Is it harder? Because you hear a lot of people complaining, the American dream is gone. Is it? What do you think?
Well, I think the American dream is alive and well, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. People get confused with the American, the American dream is the difficulty in doing your own business or getting started. And I'm going to tell you, my dad told me one time, he said, Robert, don't ever think the other guy's business is easier than yours. He says they're all hard. And I'll tell you what, the one thing I learned from all my businesses is they are all difficult. And they're no more easier today than they were back then, and no more difficult. I mean, if these things were easy, everybody'd be doing it. So you really got to have your staying power, and you got to have a good plan.
And you've got to work. You grew up poor. You have said this in other interviews. It is a known fact. But you obviously just forged ahead, worked till you sweat, probably till your fingers were bleeding to the bone. As you look right now at the technology world, where you obviously were huge with GoDaddy, AI is such a major force at the moment. What do you make of it with your tech hat on? And do you have any fears about it? Are you looking into it as a possible business opportunity?
Well, I always consider what's in front of me, and I think AI is promising. It is, to me, it is not there the way everybody claims it's there. So many people, they're saying, "Oh, we used AI for this and we used AI for that," and you know what? Yeah, right, maybe. More than likely they didn't. So we'll see. It's like everything else. It's like cloud computing. When that was first implemented way back when in the 2000s. We thought that was pretty good, and then I seen what it was. I've always been doing it. So it is. A lot of this stuff is rhetoric. A lot of it isn't. There's some stuff like just doing general research that AI is going to come in handy. And when it comes to solving all your problems, don't look to AI.
Oh, it's so great to have you. Wait, so can I just ask you? The Minnesota Timberwolves are available for purchase, I think. So at the moment there are some battles going on there. Hey, you could buy a team, right, Bob?
Well, I could, and there was a while ago, right after I did the GoDaddy deal, and I made my first billions. I was thinking, well, maybe I'd like to own an NFL franchise, and instead I wound up buying what became Scottsdale National, and bought the thing for basically 100 million, and I put 300 million into it. It's like no other place in the world. And I'll tell you what, I'm happy owning just that. And I'll tell you what, I enjoy all those sports, and I like to go and watch them on the big TV at Scottsdale National.
Great to have you. Bob Parsons, please come back. Love your perspective here. We're coming back with